Yo, what's up guys, Sam Cole here, and today I want to show you the first images of the iPhone 15 according at least to the concept creators and designers that made them. There are some really interesting looks going around for the iPhone 15 that will be made of titanium. And of course, we have some other rumors to talk about as well, including a supplier like confirming one of the big new features. It's a lot. So hit like, hit subscribe, let's do it. Let's just jump into this first concept image that was posted over on Reddit. This first one comes courtesy of @JohnJuhan, and it shows how the new back is going to look. Remember, we heard for the very first time last week that Apple was going to be going back to something similar to the iPhone 5C, meaning that the front is going to be completely flat, but the back is going to have a slightly rounded curve to it. Basically a combination of the older iPhone designs and the newer iPhone designs, and again, pretty much exactly what we saw on the iPhone 5C. Anyway, taking a closer look at this image, it gives us a really good visualization of what that design will look like in practicality, especially if Apple uses a material like titanium. But to note here, there's no way Apple is going to make the phone entirely made of titanium and get rid of the glass back. And that's because, well, wireless charging doesn't work through metal. So to charge your phone, you need a window of some kind or glass. So I in no way believe that it's going to look exactly like this, where the entire back is made of metal. And I've seen so many people call this design ugly or hideous, but I feel completely the opposite way. I love this new design that Apple's going to be going with, where the back is slightly curved. It's just going to be so comfortable and looks so fresh. All right, moving on, I want to take a look at a second concept we got recently, courtesy of Gun-Ho Lee, who I'm a huge fan of. The dude's work is incredible. And you can see that same rumor portrayed here, that it's going to be straight and then curved along the back. And again, I think this looks like amazing. And you can also tell that there's definitely titanium all over this phone. But the coolest part comes with the new camera setup on the back, which has been completely redesigned. First up with this flash LED light strip. You then have your wide, telephoto, and ultra wide angle lenses on the left, the LiDAR below that, but then an additional lens on the right that looks to be the new periscope zoom lens. The periscope zoom is going to give you like 10 to 15x zoom optically by basically rotating the lens inside of the phone. It's going to be so cool. It's one of the longest running rumors for the 15, and it's finally going to allow the iPhone to catch up to Android for the crazy super zooms, but done the Apple way. It looks like below that are some microphone cutouts, and then if you look really closely at the bottom of the phone, that is where MagSafe is going to be, because this features an all titanium design. Obviously wireless charging, as I said, it doesn't work. So this is like a glass cutout of MagSafe built into the chassis. Okay, so this is super cool, but you know what else is super cool? LightMe, who sponsored today's video. LightMe makes an incredible suite of products to give your home more vibrancy and bring things to life. I was able to transform my pretty bland, uninspired setup into something completely different that is the most immersion I could experience in my home. They actually just dropped the new Fantasy Plus kit, which includes 3 things. First of all is the LED strip that goes around your TV. This is what matches up perfectly with the picture and gives you this look that you've probably seen on the internet before. The second thing you get are some additional light bars that you can put anywhere in your home, but I thought I'd put them right by the TV to up the immersion even more, and these are fully controllable along with everything else with the app, so you can customize it to be the exact colors that you like. And finally, the cherry on top that really makes LightMe stand out is this additional LED strip that you can put anywhere in your home. I put it on my couch to make it give this appearance of floating, and it has by far been the wow factor when my friends have come over and seen the setup. And right now, you guys can get a massive 20% off for Black Friday, the sale which is running from November 25th to November 28th when you click on the link down below in the description. This is my special link that gets you the exclusive 20% discount. So thanks again to LightMe for sponsoring. Love them. Now, back to the video. Now, speaking of this phone, something that we've been talking about for a while is the buttons on here. You know how Apple's gonna get rid of them. That's right, the physical buttons are going away in favor of touch capacitive buttons similar to the home button on something like an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 8 if you've ever touched that, where you know how you press it and it feels like you're pressing it, but it's solid state. Like the button isn't actually moving, it's just the Taptic Engine that simulates the button moving. Well, at least on the iPhone 15 Pro models, Apple's doing this with the power button and the volume rocker as well. And we've now learned this from one of Apple's own suppliers. Get a hold of this. So one of Apple's suppliers named Cirrus Logic sent out a letter to shareholders this month, and they said that they would be, quote, engaging with a strategic customer to bring a new HPMS component to market in smartphones next year. Now, if you're like me, you don't know what HPMS means. Just know that it's referring to haptics on the iPhone, because the supplier, when they're working with Apple, are working with Apple in the context of the Taptic Engine in haptics parts. So all they had said so far was vaguely, we're working with some big company next year for new haptic stuff that's not really out right now. But then on an earnings call, the CEO was like, well, actually it's going to be coming to market in the back half of next year, which would be the second half of the year, later in the year, usually when the iPhone comes out. That's, they haven't said any names. I'm just saying, new haptic stuff. We've heard haptic stuff is coming. Big company, that's Apple. End of next year, usually when the new iPhones come out, you're starting to put the pieces together. And listen, all that said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is Cirrus Logic confirming that they're going to put the new haptic buttons on the iPhone. But some analysts over at Barclays who study this kind of thing, who have put out a lot of iPhone rumors in the past, say that they believe this is what the company is referring to. And considering the other rumors about the haptic buttons coming, it lines up a little bit too well. It's a known Apple supplier talking about something big coming in next year. The haptic buttons are happening, and I think that's gonna be interesting. Like, I don't actually know how I feel about the haptic buttons yet. I know I loved it on the iPhone 7, but how are you gonna like restart the phone? Have we thought about this? If no button. And while we're talking about boomer takes, can we talk about the Apple Pencil iPhone rumor, which I've talked about every year since I have been making videos on YouTube. You want this? Yeah? You like when the Pencil be hitting up that iPhone? No, you don't. You don't want that, because this is just a silly thing. This is a silly concept. I don't know why Samsung still does it. No, iPhone has never done this, and nobody's ever been like, I need the stylus on my phone. And that's why I don't buy this crazy rumor that surfaced over on Weibo that Apple was planning a $50 attachment Apple Pencil for the new iPhone 14 series this year, and then they scrapped it at the last second after making 1 million of them. And hey, maybe I'm just salty because I've heard this rumor so many times and it's never materialized. I don't see why you want or need this. Like, would it be nice to do a signature on here? Sure. You're not going to do art on your phone. You're going to use an iPad for that. It's too small. Even the biggest iPhone, 6.7 inches. It's not big enough for an Apple Pencil. All right. So I don't buy this. I don't think it's ever happening. Don't expect the Apple Pencil. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like down below. Hit subscribe. Check out to the sponsor of this video as well. Link down below. Hope you guys doing well. Love you. Whoa. That was a weirdly aggressive kiss. Goodbye.